We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week, so the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Check your workstation for the details.
Remember to select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against your rival can earn you respect and better terms when it comes to our contract reviews. Here you can see a list of eligible drivers to declare as your rival. The more challenging they are to beat, the more the paddock will respect you for succeeding. Just be aware, you'll lose the same amount of respect if you come off second best, so it may be wise not to be overly ambitious.
Welcome to the Baku City Circuit, where free practice for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is about to get underway. This is a technical circuit which will nonetheless see some huge speeds with a near flat-out final sector that's twice the length of Shanghai's back straight. Let's see who can find the right balance in their setup today. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant, and I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulations? And how much do you have to do, how much do you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers of clever people crunching the numbers back at base, but what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre. There are so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting these cars around a racetrack quickly, but the computer can't tailor the car to a driver's specific balance requirements. At some point, you still need to put a human being in there and have them feel it through the seat of their pants. And that's why we end up with different drivers having different setups. So what I'm trying to say is, Crofty, nothing beats on-track testing.
Job well done. We got some excellent data with our runs. Okay, test. All right, energy management is in the right. That lap. Try again. We're down on our top.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective.
You really put a lot of effort into practice today. Are you testing new components? You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Great! Well, that's everything.
It is rubbing in with practice, but this is still going to be a difficult session for our drivers as they fight for pole position. Welcome to qualifying here in Azerbaijan. And as we wait, poised for the start of what will hopefully be a thrilling qualifying, why don't you tell us, Anthony Davidson, about the things you can do to really get the most out of a car in a session like this?
Well, you're largely limited by the Parc Fermé regulations, of course. Back in the old days, pre-2004, you'd work on both a qualifying setup and a race setup over practice, and then swap them over after qualifying. So the race car was quite different at times to the qualifying car. Nowadays, though, you have to find a compromise that works for both. There are a few things that you can still adjust during the session, such as the differential, the brake bias and the front wing angle, but that's about it. So it's more about optimising what you do have and adapting your own style to suit the track conditions.
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Crofty. They're starting towards the back of the field today in a car that is fast, so they'll be disappointed, won't they?
It's not a nice feeling, I promise you. They've got a quick car underneath them, but they've got onto the grid today and they need a pair of binoculars to see the start lights. They'll be desperate for a good start to make up for some of that deficit.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Perez, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Grosjean and Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz and Gasly, Ricciardo, Stroll, Crofty and Brendan Hartley, Ericsson and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Position. Using the super soft tyre. That's the super soft on the car ahead. Spout of light rain, which will then move into heavy rain conditions. Yellow flag. Gap to the car behind is 1.8 seconds. Go, exit now. We're racing on the exit. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end. Last lap was a 1 minute 53.2. Gap to car in front is 8.1 seconds.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. Having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. This round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Valtteri Bottas, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I have to give it to Croft. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through the field like that in Formula One, so it was a great effort.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye and see you again next time.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today?
You had a close battle today, didn't you?
Great! Well, that's everything.
Excellent result today. Finishes like that will look good on your contract reviews. On to the next one. Here we can adjust the terms of our proposal. The more ambitiously we set our targets, the more willing the team will be to give us better perks. We'll have a few chances to suggest a deal, but we need to be careful. If a proposed contract exceeds your value to the team, it will be rejected, and too many attempts will leave us stuck with the original offer. I'm afraid negotiations have broken down, and there's nothing more I can do. Luckily, we had the team's original offer to fall back on, so we've agreed to those terms. We'll have another chance to negotiate down the road.